Hasbro reportedly considering selling entertainment assets. Now, this is an article that has been kind of dropped, I think yesterday on the 22nd of August. I was in work, so couldn't talk about it, but this has had pretty much a lot of people in the Ranger community kind of talking about this and kind of speculating that Power Rangers is coming to an end. But I kind of want to go over and kind of give my thoughts. Now, let's go over the article, because I don't think many people in the fandom have talked about this. So Hasbro might be on its way to a seismic shakeup. Recent reports suggest the toy maker is considering selling its entertainment arm to help refocus business efforts. According to the Bloomberg, which we'll have a look at that website in a minute, Hasbro is considering one of the two options: to focus solely on branded content such as Transformers and Peppa Pig, or to sell eOne, the film and television company it purchased for $4 billion in 2019. Now, first of all, just dropping or getting rid of a company that you paid $4 billion for, you better get a lot of money for that, because to me, that is a massive, massive thing just to be like, oh shit, we don't want this anymore. Like, that's a lot of money. So I don't know what's the kind of thinking behind this. I don't know if it's because the former CEO has passed on, so now they're looking at it going, oh shit, we don't want this. Entertainment is a core foundation of Hasbro, a spokesperson for the company told the magazine. As part of our strategic review process, we are always open to new and better ways to tell stories and bring people together, though the power of play via our world-class family of brands. It's expected Hasbro will announce its plans during the earnings call in October. Whatever the case, it's expected Hasbro and, in turn, eOne will be getting involved in non-branded productions such as Yellow Jackets and A Destined Survivor. I hope I said that right. The outfit is currently in post-production on Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, a spiritual successor to the outfit's critically acclaimed Bumblebee reimagining. We wanted to expand the universe. You have the Autobots and the Decepticons, and I want to say my new flair in this Terracons. Beasts director Steve Capel Jr. said during a press conference earlier this year. The Terracons are a new threat to Optimus Prime, and it's something I pride myself on when entering the franchise. I've done Rocky with Creed, and you bring nostalgia that fans want, but also bring something they aren't expecting, and the Terracons are that. You see, the Predacons in our film are more reptilian in nature. We've seen in a few in the other Transformers films, but we've never had the chance to focus in on their logo, their tribe, if you will, and we get to see this in another side to them. Cable Jr. said, "It's all about building a backstory to these characters and more, and there are more than just let's take over the world. Transformers Beast is much out there, and then that's pretty much it." Now, I know that Transformers are their biggest things right now. Peppa Pig brings in so much money because of what it is, and Transformers has been around since the beginning of time, effectively. So hearing this does kind of make you think, what the hell? Why would you want to just solely focus on two brands? And if they do that and they get rid of pretty much everything from eOne and they just focus mainly on, say, Peppa Pig and Transformers, I feel like this company will die very, very quickly. Very similar to how Bandai was with, how Bandai was when they obviously lost the rights to Power Rangers. They focused on Dragon Ball Super and Ben 10, and that's all you really see. And yeah, again, when you look around certain toy shops, you don't really see that right now. So that always kind of makes me wonder what's going on. So I think I was kind of looking at this one. So this is the article which we're going to go through. So the largest toy company spent $4 billion to move into Hollywood. Now it's having second thoughts. So it's like Peppa Pig soft toys on display at Hamleys Toy Store in Regent in the Street in London on Thursday, 2021 for the UK display. Crunch, basically that's the thing. So, good afternoon from Los Angeles. As I mentioned last week, we are upgrading the look and feel of this newsletter, which you can see with a new header this week. I'm also going to toy around with a few formatting tweaks. The subject, tone, and general structure of this newsletter remain unchanged. Let me know what you think, or should I write about it? The 3 things you need to know. The inflation comes to sports rights. Paramount has agreed to pay about $1.5 billion over 6 years under its new deal for the Champions League and the top European soccer tournament. The annual value is more than double its previous deal. Also doubling its money, the Big Ten, which booked more than $1 billion for TV rights to its football games. It's the first football conference to hit 10 figures. If you read one story this week, make it the Business Week news cover story on Adam Aron, the corporate turnaround artist turned meme lord who runs the largest movie theater chain. So that's something completely different. Ashley Carmen debuted her newsletter this week with a scoop about Oprah Winfrey. The world's biggest toy company rethinks its Hollywood strategy. In August 2019, Hasbro Inc. announced it was paying $4 billion to acquire Entertainment One, E1, the Canadian media company best known for the kids' TV series Peppa Pig and PJ Masks. Hasbro then Chief Executive Officer Brian Goldner was on the mission to transform the toy company that makes Transformers action figures and G.I. Joe dolls into a global studio that also makes movies and TV shows. Goldner had previously held talks to buy DreamWorks Animation, home of Shrek, and Lionsgate Entertainment Corp, The Hunger Games, but had been unable to seal a deal. E1, which began as a Canadian music distributor in the early 1970s, is a hodgepodge of assets. Very weird reading that. It owns stakes in several production companies, including Steven Spielberg's album Ambalian, and produces dozens of films and TV shows such as Yellow Jackets. It also distributes movies in foreign territories. In the 2.5 years since the deal closed, almost everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. A global pandemic halted production on closed movie theaters. Goldner died at the age of just 58, and an activist investor acquired a stake in Hasbro and started, I have no idea what that word is, for some changes. Agitating, I don't know, Hasbro fought off the activist and is now contracting a strategic review and reminiscing its reassigning entertainment strategy. While the company is still committed to brand entertainment, aka Transformers movies, it now feels there are large parts of E1's business that don't fit into the future. Hasbro is weighing 2 options. According to several people familiar with its plans, it can take the existing staff and redirect it to branded entertainment, think Peppa Pig movies, and shut down works on projects like Yellow Jackets and Designated Survivor, or it could sell everything it doesn't want. It's already sold music company, which owned by Death Row Records, for $385 million. Here's what Hasbro had to say. Entertainment is a core foundation of Hasbro. As part of our strategic review process, we are always open to new and better ways to tell stories and bring people together through the power of play via a world-class family of brands. The retreat may have been investable. As soon as Goldner died, Goldner helped Hasbro overtake Mattel and is the world's largest toy company by reviving My Little Pony, winning the Disney Princess license away from Mattel and licensed it toys to the hit Transformers movie franchise. After watching Paramount's huge success with Transformers, Goldner began to wonder why Hasbro couldn't do the job itself. That led to talks with DreamWorks Animation and then Lionsgate and eventually E1. Hasbro has taken hands-on role in producing a Dungeons & Dragons movie about Paramount. When Hasbro board sought to replace Goldner, it had a choice between Darren, E1's long chief, Eric, Hasbro veteran, and Chris, who ran the division that made role-playing card games Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons. The board chose Cox, who was running the company's most successful division. Cox joined Hasbro from Microsoft, where he had once worked on video games such as Halo and has succeeded by Hasbro by making an online version of Magic the Gathering. While Cox is all for making games and movies out of Hasbro's trove of toys, he is not just as immoral of Hollywood as Goldner was. He wants to leverage the company's existing intellectual property instead of spending money to create a bunch of new properties. Hasbro is just the latest in a long line companies to arrive in Hollywood with big dreams, only to realize that producing entertainment is both expensive and less glamorous than most people realize. But it's also hard to see. But it's also hard not to see this as another sign of increasing in Hollywood and the broker market. Hasbro thrived under Goldner by increasing its market share and sales, which had worked when sales were booming. But investors are increasingly looking for profitability, producing Yellow Jackets for Showtime, which profitable is a real whatever low margin business. Words do escape me. Mattel is the biggest rival and has tried to avoid that trap by not investing as much capital up front. Mattel has mimicked Hasbro's push into film and TV, setting up a dozen projects, including a Barbie movie. But while Hasbro spent billions of dollars to buy entertainment company, Mattel has chosen to invest less of its own money. It was hired a few people who are experts in entertainment and licensed the TV and movie rights to its toys and the highest bidders. The market has rewarded Mattel more than Hasbro in the past couple of years, and the year in particular, though it is part of Mattel's potential sale. So I didn't know it is. Oh shit, there's more. Frick, I didn't know about this. This is not a great. So they've carried on. This is not a great time to sell as an entertainment company. Hasbro bought E1 near the top of the market for production houses when growing demand of the new series meant seamlessly every company was worth $1 billion. But valuations have dropped, and Hasbro also has no interest in selling Peppa Pig or PJ Masks, two valuable pieces of intellectual property that can be exploited as toy movies, TV shows, and video games in keeping with Hasbro's broader vision. Hasbro will host an Investors Day in October to reveal the next phase of its strategy. While the company has yet to formally scale back on production or put up for sale sign on assets, you can expect more Peppa Pig and less designated survivor Lucas Shaw. So basically, most of this doesn't really kind of like go into it. I think I was reading over this before actually. So basically, this doesn't really kind of go into much of the Hasbro stuff. So effectively, it does kind of stop here. Now, I do think that we are going to be seeing a lot more of Peppa Pig. I think more of the profitable brands that we see, such as Peppa Pig, PJ Masks, whatever is making them more money, and then what isn't making them money will be kind of like flattened down, which if they do go down that road, I really hope that they don't, because it means that we may not get other shows that they have. So when I jumped over to Entertainment One here, this is what they're basically doing in the kids stuff, which is like Peppa Pig, PJ Masks, Ricky Zoom, Power Rangers, My Little Pony, Pony Life, and Transformers and more. I'd really like to see a lot more of this. But when kind of looking into the television side, if we click here, we can see that the Rookie, these sorts of shows do kind of pop up that we would be wanting to see. So kind of cutting off this, it shows that Hasbro isn't just focused on just like producing kid stuff, which might make them more money. But I feel like just going and focusing on like two particular brands isn't that great. And the entertainment industry is booming, and it's the fact that we want more shows. So maybe it is making more shows to kind of rival, or working on what they've got right now. But if you're going to be taking, say, money away from the shows or the kid stuff, and then just going straight into focusing on two, why don't you just focus on all of them? Focus on putting more money into Power Rangers, into whatever kids shows that they've got. These sorts of things need more money to thrive. It's not one of these things, and this is how I normally see it, is cool, we bought Power Rangers. We spent $1 million on season 1. Where's the money back? Oh, we haven't got it yet. What are we going to do? I feel like if you're going to be doing that, you should be putting more money into these things to up the production, make people talking about it. Now we're seeing more of like Jonathan Entwistle stuff, the 30th anniversary coming up. These are fine. I think these are going to be staying no matter what, but I think that they will be looking at it. If they're going to trim shows and get rid of stuff, I have a massive feeling that if Power Rangers doesn't kind of add more to it, if it doesn't provide, if it doesn't have a return back, I do generally think Power Rangers would get an axe. And I think that if you were going to do this, either do it after the 30th once you've seen it, because then it would be a nice number to end on, and then you can finish the brand off completely without cliffhanger, and then we never see anything for like the next 300 years or whatever. Do I think that Power Rangers is going to end right now? No, I don't. I feel like Power Rangers is going to continue for such a long time. But when you see stuff like the articles at the top here, Hasbro reportedly considering selling entertainment assets. And I think someone in here, it's like, we want to get, we could get rid of this. Power Rangers isn't safe. If it's not making money, then they will reevaluate it and go, is this something that we want, or is this something that we want to get rid of? I believe that there is a lot of stuff coming up, but I also believe that Power Rangers is safe, but it depends on how well it performs. Remember, they want to make as much money from this product. Do I think that the toy license and toy brand will continue? Yeah, I feel like we will get most of the Lightning Collection. I feel like just ending it because you want to get rid of it would do it, but then who would buy Power Rangers? And I feel like Power Rangers isn't as big as what it used to be. So I feel right now, no matter what happens to Power Rangers, if it gets sold for a third time, if Saban doesn't buy it back, which I hope he doesn't, I feel like no one will buy it and Power Rangers will just kind of fade off into the background, which is another video for another day. But I kind of really wanted to talk about this and kind of give my kind of thoughts. Sorry for the bad reading, but anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching this video. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you in a couple of days. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And with that, I shall end it there. Bye.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。